For pot smokers in Colorado, it was a very cheery New Year's Day as the first legal recreational marijuana shops opened their doors. Welcome to your Thursday afternoon news hub. I'm Sarah Murray. If there's one group that's particularly excited about the new Colorado pot shops, you can bet it's the readers of High Times magazine. Their senior cultivation editor, Danny Danko, joins me now. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so let's talk first about the opponents of this law. They're not very excited to see these pot shops open in Colorado, in part because they think it's going to fuel even more drug use. What do you think about that?
The alternative has not been working. Clearly, prohibition of marijuana is not working the same way that prohibition of alcohol wasn't working in the 30s. And what I would say to them is that the voters have spoken, the people have spoken, this is a democracy, and this is what people want, and they're just going to kind of have to get used to it.
Now, right now, the government says that marijuana is a Schedule I drug. We're going to put the definition up, but it basically means that it's a dangerous substance that has no medical use. What do you think are the benefits, though?
I mean, there are immense benefits for medical marijuana for all kinds of ailments and illnesses. Post-traumatic stress syndrome is a big one right now with all the veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. Also, all the studies show that things like, even the things they make fun of, like munchies, is something that really works for people who have nausea due to chemotherapy or, autoimmune deficiency syndromes. So, clearly, medical marijuana works for many, many people, and now we have recreational marijuana as well in Colorado. So the benefits are many and far outweigh any of the risks to society or to the user of legalization.
One of the concerns, though, is we really have kind of a piecemeal approach to these laws, and if you're opposed to legalizing marijuana, you're pretty worried that now that it's legal in Colorado, you're just going to buy it and take it somewhere else. Do you see that as a problem at all?
Well, that's still technically illegal to do, and so people, I'm sure the police in the surrounding states will remain vigilant. We're hoping for a federal change in that policy so that, they've already said that they won't raid places in states where people have decided to do this and they're complying with state law. And we'd like them, now that there's 18 states and the District of Columbia where they're based out of, which are all allowing medical marijuana, and now 2 states with recreational. We're just hoping that at some point they make a federal change to that schedule and just deschedule marijuana completely, because clearly the effects of marijuana are much less harmful than most of the pharmaceutical drugs that are on lower schedules.
Obviously, your magazine is High Times. You guys pay pretty close attention to what states are doing what when it comes to pot. What's your prediction? Do you think that we're going to see more states legalizing recreational use, or at least making it easier to get it for medicinal use?
I do. I believe that for adults, responsible adult usage will become more legal in more states as they see the revenue that's generated and as they see that society is not falling apart. Kids are getting less access to marijuana because it's a regulated and taxed industry, and there's billions of dollars to be made in this new industry. So I think they're going to see the benefits, and the benefits far outweighing any potential risks or harms.
It's interesting you mention the tax, because I think in Colorado it's like a 25% tax that's on top of these pot sales, which I think partly to regulate the industry, but also partly for educational efforts and things like that. Educational
efforts, road building, all the things that we need to build our infrastructure. We're not saying that this industry is going to change the world, but we do believe that. But we are saying that it's a huge multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's been underground for so long that there's a lot of anticipation. And as these dominoes are falling, they're falling quite quickly. 10 years ago, I couldn't have imagined, it being where it is right now. We worked hard for it, but and we still have a long way to go. But I do predict that more states will legalize for sure.
All right, Danny Danko at High Times. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks.